So today we're working on adding and subtracting fractions. Not only fractions, mixed numbers as well. So there's two things that are really important that we've learned in the past couple of weeks. We learned about the least common multiple, and with fractions, it's used with adding and subtracting them so that we can find the least common denominator. The other thing we learned was the greatest common factor, and that is used with simplifying. Please make sure not to get these two confused, as they easily are. One is used for the denominator and one is used to simplify. Now there are steps when adding and subtracting fractions. So as you can see, I have all my steps pre-written, but you can stop, write them up, and then pay close attention as we go. So step one is my personal favorite. Write your problem vertically. This way there's no error. Okay, it makes it easier. Step two, find the least common multiple of your denominators, which from here on out will be referenced as the least common denominator. Remember, LCM, LCD. Okay, it's going to be interchangeable. Step three is to rename the fractions. How do we do that? Well, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same factor. Step four is when you perform your operation of add or subtract. So we add or subtract the numerators and then place that numerator over the least common denominator. And the fifth and final step is to simplify. You might not always need to simplify, but you need to be on the lookout for that. We need to be sleuths. All right, so let's go ahead and do this first one. We're going to add our fractions here. So we have 1/2 plus 2/3, step one, vertical. Step two, I need to find the least common multiple of the denominators. Here's my denominators. Some people can just see it automatically. Other people might need to do this. Well, when one is my factor, that can be that one is the only factor between 2 and 3 or any of these numbers, then you know that you need to multiply them across and you end up with 6. That is your least common denominator. So now it's time to rename your fractions. Well, since I know my least common denominator now, I just can go ahead and start the renaming process. I put in the least common denominator. Now I have to figure out my numerator. How do I do that? Well, I'm making equivalent fractions, something we did last week. What did I do to 3 to get 6? Multiplied by 2. And whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. What did I multiply 2 by to get 6? I have to multiply by 3. Whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. So now I can add the numerators and place it over the least common denominator. Now, should I simplify? Yes, because it's an improper fraction. So remember, 7/6 equals 7 divided by 6. Therefore, 6 goes into 7. So my answer is 1 1/6. So let's go ahead on to some subtraction, and we'll do the same thing. First, I'm going to write my problem vertically, and then I'm going to find my least common multiple. Now 3 is shared between these two numbers, and so now I say 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And this is where we make the L, if you recall. There's no other factor between 1 and 4 other than 1. So we take 3 times 1 times 4, which equals 12. And that is our least common denominator. So I'm going to start to rename by just writing my least common denominator. All right, so this is where we look and say, well, what did I do to 12 to get 12? Oh, it's the same number, so it has to be multiplied by 1. What did I do to 3 to get 12? Well, I had to multiply by 4, and whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. Now, I pay close attention to what my operation is, and I say 8 minus 5 is 3, and I keep my least common denominator of 12. Now I know that 3 and 12 share the factor 3, so I divide to simplify. That's the greatest common factor, and I end up with 1/4. And that's how we do that. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at adding mixed numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my page, and this is add mixed numbers. We're going to spend a whole day on subtracting mixed numbers because it can take some time. Make sure you write the date. Okay. Now, here's the funny thing about adding mixed numbers. The steps are the same. So, I'm not going to have you rewrite those steps, but you might want to go back and look at them. Okay. But here's the really important part is don't forget the whole number. It's so important that I'm going to even highlight it. So let's go ahead and take this example. Here's our example 3. So we have 3½ plus 4 2/3. Okay, step 1, write your problem vertically. Step 2, find your common denominator. So we just did this. We know the least common denominator or least common multiple between 2 and 3 is 6. Ooh, here's don't forget your whole number, so I just bring it right over. I don't change it. That has nothing to do with this. The whole number stays the same. But this is where I'm continuing to rename the fraction. So 3 times what equals 6? 2. Whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. 2 times what equals 6? 3. Whatever I do to my denominator, I do to my numerator. Now I perform my operation of addition. So I end up with 7, add my numerators over the least common denominator, and now I have 7 and 7/6. But guess what? Step 5 is to simplify. This is an improper fraction. So I'm going to convert it to a mixed number. Now, remember, don't forget the whole number. So I have to make sure I take this whole number, and then I'm going to add it to this. So what is 7 plus 1? It's 8. And don't forget now your fraction. So there's your answer. And that's adding fractions and mixed numbers.